I may be talking about these guys again on July 1st. I probably will, because they can't be confirmed. But these are the rumors. Carter Hutton to the Sabres, Jonathan Bernier to Detroit, Cam Ward to Chicago. In Carter Hutton, the Buffalo Sabres would be getting a guy who can split games with Linus Ullmark. My concern with Ullmark hasn't been that he's not going to be NHL ready. It's just, or do you want to throw him into a starter's job? Last season, Carter Hutton was 17-7-3, 931 save percentage. So where it gets kind of concerning is, if you're a fan of Buffalo, and there is a bit of a concern to this, is did he have a career year last year, and how would he have performed if he'd played 40-plus games? Hasn't been asked to do that in a long time. Overall, his record is 63-39-17. He's 32 years of age. His career save percentage is 915, so that would have been brought up a lot by this past season. He had a career year. He's likely going to cash in on it. Is he going to have that same year next year? I would say that at 32 he could, but the odds of it aren't that likely. He's 16% or 16 percentage points above his career average. Odds are that comes down, and playing in Buffalo rather than St. Louis, it's probably going to come down as well. But it does give them a better option than they would have had with if they brought back Johnson, is my guess. And I say is my guess because, honestly, Johnson could go somewhere else and surprise too. Backup goalies are strange these days. So he's played in Chicago, Nashville, and St. Louis, and now looks like he may end up playing in Buffalo. Bernier, on the other hand, he's far more traveled, as in he's got one more stop along the way, but he's only 29, so he could end up being far, far more traveled. It's going to be his fifth team if he goes to Detroit. He was 19-13-3 last year. He had a 913 save percentage. His career totals 128 wins, 108 losses, 30 overtime losses. He has a 914 save percentage career. So he's only 1 percentage point behind Carter Hutton, and he's 3 years younger for his career. With Detroit if they get Bernier, it would make a lot of sense since he's young. He's young enough to take over for Jimmy Howard. Howard had a decent year for Detroit, but Mrazek was not great, and Careau was not really an option. The idea that maybe they go with Careau as the backup just didn't work. So Bernier makes perfect sense here. Of course, previously he played for the Kings, the Maple Leafs, the Ducks, and now the Colorado Avalanche. And he had better stays with the Ducks and with the Colorado Avalanche than he did in Toronto, where they relied on him to be a starter. I don't think Bernier is a starter. I don't. I think he's a good backup. I think you can rely on him for about 30 games a year. Anything more than that, you might be in trouble. Cam Ward is really interesting because Cam Ward's the oldest one on the board at 34 years of age. Played the most games of anybody on the board. Had a 23-14-4 record for Carolina last year. Has only played for the Carolina Hurricanes. Has a 906 save percentage last year, and his career save percentage is 909. His career record, 318 wins, 224 losses, 84 overtime losses. What is Cam Ward at this stage? Now, the thing for Chicago is Corey Crawford, we don't know the state of his health right now either. Corey Crawford may end up being hurt into this year. There's questions about his long-term health now with this injury. So Ward may very well be their starter this season, which might be concerning only because Cam Ward puts up decent stats until he's asked to work a lot, and then you end up with a 909 career save percentage. Now, what we're going to find out if Ward goes to Chicago is that 909 save percentage indicative of the defense that was in front of him in Carolina, or is he a little bit below average goaltender when asked to play 50-plus games? And that's a question that Chicago fans may very well find out this year. Find out the answer to this year. It's just interesting to look at it. I wanted to look at it from their age, their career records, and their career save percentages as opposed to the save percentage they put up this year. Both Ward and Bernier are close to what their career average would normally be. Hutton, way above. And now if he's going to Buffalo, we'll see. Which one of these three do you think doesn't happen? Because again, these are just rumors. So we don't know for sure that this is necessarily going to be the way this ends up. Maybe Ward ends up in Detroit. Maybe Bernier ends up in Chicago. And which one do you think of the three is going to have the best season? So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's free agent season, and more than likely in a few days when we're watching the free agent frenzy, it's it's not going to be much of a frenzy, is my guess. Instead of being like this shark frenzy where everything, there's just blood in the water, there's meat everywhere. It's gonna be more like kittens playing in pablum than that. But it's still a frenzy, but it's kind of a cute frenzy, and it's not something that terrifies you, unless your team picks up a free agent that you're yelling, "What? Wait, why?" And that's probably going to happen. There's going to be a fan base somewhere that looks at one of the free agent signings and says, "Why did we do this? What are we thinking?" The one thing I don't know with these three yet is what the numbers are going to be. That will be interesting too. And yeah, let me know which one of the three you think's going to be a starter by the end of the year. Is Hutton going to be a starter the whole way through? If Olmark's shaky, is Cam Ward going to end up being the starter because maybe Corey Crawford's not going to be healthy? And can Bernier steal the job from Jimmy Howard? Let me know the answers to those questions in your eyes and more. And hey, hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this channel and this video because we're getting really close to the 50,000 mark, and that feels kind of special. I've had some requests by some moderators, and we'll see. We'll see. Yvonne found some of their suggestions rather funny, and we'll see how funny I find it. But hey, that's a whole other thing. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.